Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Here we go, another episode of Relax and Raunchy Relationship podcast with me, Ingrid Galloway. And today I have a very special guest, and we never interview someone like her before because she is a nomad and currently she's living in Canada. Her name is Bonnie Dixon. She is the co-founder and health advocate of Healthy Wealthy Camper. She has worked in the natural products industry for 30 years with wholesale, retail, manufacturing, and distribution experience. She thought vegan cooking classes before it was popular. Oh, I would love to learn how to cook vegan one day from you, Bonnie. Always on lookout for cool products. She is now a health advocate, sharing ways to stay healthy and wealthy. She's been married 3 times, I believe, and now to Greg Dixon from 2017. And together they have traveled 16,000 miles between the snow line and the alligator line. And as I mentioned before, they are nomads and currently living in Canada. Welcome, Bonnie.
Thank you, Ingrid. I'd just like to introduce yourself as well. You are the founder and relationship coach and a chief relaxation officer at Kahyangan, which means heaven. And she's been a relationship coach for 12 years and a spa therapist for 22 years. She practices Kahyangan in Sydney, Australia, from clients' homes, offices, and hotel rooms, online and from retreat locations. Her work has always been focused on stress, relaxation, and relationships, and is always ready to look after loving and not so loving couples and broken, lonely, hearted singles. She does one-on-one coaching sessions, women's circle, group online and couples massage lessons, virtual retreats, and in-person retreats.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Bonnie. Now let's get straight into it. What is your why, Bonnie? Why do you do what you do?
My why is interesting. It's life is an adventure. And I've always been that way since a kid. My mom said I walked right into a lake one time and I just kept going. Should
So
pull
you
me
can
out.
float like Jesus on the lake.
And so Helen Keller, actually, that was her quote, life is an adventure or nothing at all, which explains my life. If just sitting still isn't really my cup of tea, I'm always doing something, always busy, 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 even as a little girl. And I remember telling my siblings that we shouldn't watch cartoons as a kid. We should be doing something. Meeting new people really gives me joy.
Yeah. And then normally I ask people, 3 tips about their expertise, because I like to invite different experts of different industries to this podcast to enrich my viewers' life, to help them heal holistically and just having fun. I love my podcast because it's fun. So my question to you is 3 tips on how to get the best and fun experiences living the RV life, because you're living in an RV, right?
Yes, absolutely. Since October 2017,
Wow.
we have been living full time, my husband Greg and I, in our RV, 25-foot Class C. There's different classes of motorhomes.
Right.
But prior in my life, I also had a motorhome as well. So I didn't live full time. That was just when I traveled about. But one tip I found is to join as many Facebook groups to learn from others' experiences, many RV chats and groups. That's really, really helpful. And you can ask questions. There's groups for women, there's groups for singles, there's groups for couples. I think that's really important to stay connected. If you got in trouble, I bet you could reach out on one of those chats and really someone would say, come on over or let me help you. It's really a good way to stay in touch while you're out and about, and be open to whatever is happening. Just like having a regular home, you're going to have floods, fires, earthquakes. You're going to have the pipes breaking, electrical
Oh,
not working,
yes.
just like a home. Only guess what? Your home's bouncing along the road. So
Mhm.
sometimes there's even a few more things that may happen. And you just have to be, it's the good, bad, and ugly. You just have to roll with the flow, just go with it, and have a budget for repairing things, but
Right.
knowing that there's usually someone that can help you at some point. So not to stress out too much, but
Yeah.
know that it could happen, but not stress over it.
Mm.
But just know that things happen, And then here's a tip: document your journey. Document it. People are doing blogs, they're doing books.
Mm.
By documenting your journey, you really see all the juicy things that you've done. And we realized that Google had documented us on that 16,000-mile journey. We could see
Wow.
everywhere we went and how long we were at a certain place. We
Yeah.
took oodles of pictures, and now we've created a lifestyle out of that with our healthy, wealthy camper. Mhm.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, well, life is about memories. Well, for me anyway. Yeah. So it's great that we work hard, sometimes having a holiday, but it sounds like, you are having a lot of fun doing an RV life.
Yes, indeed. We really are. And people always say, well, gosh, are you going to settle down? And we're like, no.
This
We're
is
having too
our
much
way
fun.
of settling down.
Right. Having new scenery when you wake up or
Yeah.
meeting new people wherever you go. It's so much fun.
Yeah. And I guess nowadays, the technology actually supporting the life of being nomad. So you can, well, some professions that is, you can work from anywhere in the world if you choose.
Mhm. It is the tricky part. That is the tricky part, Ingrid. Getting good Wi-Fi has
Yeah.
been always the dance. We found one
Mm.
RV park in Texas that had fantastic internet, but all the rest are, yeah, we often, but back to RV chats. People are always saying, hey, have you tried this or try that? So there's many solutions depending on where you're going, the area. Some people go off grid for a while and then come back to say town and then do all their business and then go back off grid again. So there's just different ways to do it. But yes, having Wi-Fi is key to that. And it's not always easy, but it's doable.
Yes. Okay. You just need to do your research and then go to a certain location, especially when you have an important meeting that you can't miss, I guess. Yeah,
Mhm.
I need to research the Wi-Fi good location.
Yes, we have done them in libraries. We've done them in parks. We've done them outside of restaurants.
Yeah.
You name it, we've done it.
Yeah. Be resourceful. You must be very resourceful bunch of guys.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful. Now, would you like some tips for your tribe about relationship?
Yes. So tips for myself for
No, I prepare tips for young parents actually, because I believe that some of your RV tribe can be, baby boomers, or they don't have any families anymore. But I guess some parents still have kids traveling with them, right?
they are, Ingrid, that's
Yeah.
interesting you asked that. Quite a few younger families,
Yes.
especially with today's housing prices,
Yes, that's
and
right.
are actually going on the road for two reasons. One, to give their children the experience,
Yeah.
and two, because for some, it's actually a lower cost of living.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of reasons, but I had one friend and he traveled the world with his children, and
Mhm.
then he found the perfect place for them and they settled down. But they were on the road with three children for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. So here are three tips on how young parents can keep a strong relationship while battling with the struggles of work and little ones, right? Because even though you're moving along, traveling along, you still have work to do. The number one, I suggest to be selfish, or shall we say self-full. Before there are three or four or five in your tribe or your family, there were two people. namely you and your loved one, your partner. You used
Yes.
to gaze into each other's eyes lovingly, and your world may be heavily disrupted by the arrival of the little ones. Now,
Yes.
Andy, my husband, and I made an agreement that we wouldn't change our lifestyle completely. So, for example, some parents we knew were very strict on putting their kids to bed at 7 p.m., for example. And say if they had to come to a wedding, they asked the grandparents to babysit and monitor them every 10 minutes, right? We don't do that. We just take the kids to dinners and social outings, and they adapted. And I remember taking my eldest one everywhere. And when she's tired, she just fall asleep on the pram. No worries at all. She ate what we ate, except the spicy stuff, and that made the whole experience easier. By prioritizing our relationship, in this case, by continuing to socialize with other people, so we feel like we're not completely isolated. We had date nights. We managed to maintain our sense of self and not being completely dissolved by other people, including family. It may not work for everyone, but it worked for us. Number two is to manage your expectation. You made a decision to have kids. Or if you're not the biological parent, as you know, people get married second time around, third time around, they may accrue more kids along the way from the other partner, but chose to be in a long-term relationship with a partner with kids from previous marriage.
Mhm.
Please understand that your life will change dramatically. Every decision has its own benefits and drawbacks. You have to adapt to their needs. For example, we still eat out, but probably not in a fine dining restaurant whereby you pay good money to have a romantic, peaceful, quiet environment. Because when you have little ones, they're bound to run around, fight, cry, scream, or vomit. Vomit
Yes, that happens. It happens.
like kids for you, right? Not until
Mhm.
you're in it, meaning having kids, then you become fully understand of what's required. And sometimes you just need to plan the logistic of the daily life to great details. And sometimes you just have to drop everything in a second. Well, be flexible. However, I believe that kids are the best teachers in patience and resilience. And you
Yes.
don't get this lesson in high school, I reckon.
No,
And
we don't.
tip number three, ask for professional support. Check in with a relationship coach or maybe a sleep specialist or maybe a massage therapist, whatever you need, because I understand that the stress of juggling work and young family can be quite stressful, right? Allow yourself to accept support to make yourself and your relationship full again. You did mention, check in with Facebook groups, for example, for
Mhm.
RV community to ask for support. What if this happened? What if this challenge happened? My tank blow up or something like that.
Yep.
The same thing with being parents and in relationship. So then you can give the unconditional love that your family needs because you have given yourself the unconditional love that you need. One of the
Mhm.
reasons why I created the online group couple massage lesson as my newest offering, because I understand that parents need support to prioritize themselves, even only for 90 minutes, which is the length of online class. So people from couples from anywhere in the world can join the online couple massage lesson and just prioritize themselves for once.
Yes.
So those are my three tips.
Fantastic tips. I so concur with you. I so agree.
Yeah.
It's so important to take care of self. Put our oxygen mask on so we can go help the next person.
Right, right. That's right. Now, people, we're on to the fun part of the podcast, which is guessing the true and false statements. Bonnie gave me two statements. Number one, a toilet is not a toilet. Hmm. Number two, you can use a router machine. That's a tongue twister there. If your toilet clogs in the RV. Which one? Let's guess Number one is correct. A toilet is not a toilet because that's just, evoking questions to me. So is that right?
That's absolutely right. Again, you have to learn that having an RV, some of the systems look the same. The toilet looks the same, but underneath it does not work the same as a toilet from the home, the way it all flushes.
Right.
And so we found out the hard way. A little bit graphic here,
That's
but a
okay.
toilet in an RV, there's a box underneath and everything collects in the box.
Yeah.
But what we didn't know, because we hadn't read those RV chats ahead of time,
Okay.
was you have these two levers to pull, and one lets everything out to the, if you're hooked up at an RV site, everything out, and the other one lets the water out. You're supposed to leave them closed, but we didn't know that.
Right.
So we had left them open.
Yeah.
So what happened, and Ingrid, just think of this is a visual for you. It was the Tower of Pooh inside the box, and nothing would come out of the motorhome, and it all got clogged up. So it is not like at home where you get the rotor-rooter machine, because that would damage the box underneath. So it's quite the, they'll have to go online and check it out, the Tower of Pooh.
Quite an experience. The accumulation of poo. I can only imagine the smell and the sight.
It was really an experience.
Right. Now, would you like to guess my true and false statements?
Okay, let me think here. Your statements. Here we are. I am looking at my own, so I apologize.
That's okay. I can let you know if you want.
Give me a hint.
Yeah, definitely. Number one, Ingrid got a special aromatherapy gift from her client. Number two, Ingrid got a special dining gift from her client.
I think I'm going to say number two.
Right.
A dining gift. Someone gave you a gift to go out for a fine experience.
Oh,
was it?
You are incorrect.
Oh, shoot.
So let me explain my background. I've been a spa therapist for 22 years, and I've been a relationship coach for 12 years. Now, with the spa therapy work, I came from the background of 5-star hotel day spas. So in one of those spas, I've been assigned to do God knows however many massages a day. And here came one client, and as soon as he came into the room, I smelled the body odor straight away. I thought, oh, okay, let's get on. And then obviously, because we're so close, I'm touching him. It was like, okay, this is quite pungent. Thank you very much. So I look for the strongest essential oil that I have in the treatment room, and I keep adding it. At one point, he gave me even more aromatherapy gift. Guess what he did?
What?
He farted.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. I hope you got double.
Not only the VO was quite overwhelming, but then he also gave me a special poof.
Oh, my gosh. Ingrid, that was, I hope you got double pay that day.
Damn, he didn't tip. But there you go.
He's off your list.
Now, my last question will be, what do you do to either relax or add raunchiness to your relationship?
Well, Ingrid, that's interesting you should say that, because when I met my current husband, Greg, we met online, and then we went for a walk. It was a 5-hour walk, and we talked about everything.
Yes.
Anything and everything you could ever imagine. And one of the things I think that is so important is that we both realize that I like to be touched. That was part of what I said online, that I like to be touched.
Yeah.
And he said, close your eyes, all young ones. He said, well, he would like to have sex every day.
Yeah.
And so we realized between the two of us that mutually was something we both would like. And we are in our 60s going on 16. And I tell you, touch is absolutely key. And I look forward to learning more about your couples massage lessons, because to me, that is really all about sensitizing the body and sensuality. And it's really, if we are in our 90s and we couldn't have intercourse, we could have touch. And
Yes.
that is healthy for the body.
Yes.
So that's what I think is one of the things that's key to our relationship is touch.
Yes, definitely. Well, that's why I designed the online couples massage lesson. And because it's kind of like a short version or an introduction to my one-on-one coaching, couples coaching work. Because in my couples coaching work, I combine the two skills that I have together. So for me, it's a good marriage, because I teach couples how to massage each other for relaxation, intimacy, and I give them products and I give them couples coaching. But as a soft introduction, something relaxing, I teach couples how to massage each other for relaxation only for 90 minutes. And that can be sort of like role play, a gentle role play too. And you can continue in your own space, in your own time later on. Nobody's watching you. Yeah, it's the beginning of something very, very special and deep and meaningful. So yeah.
I agree totally. That has really been something we've both so enjoyed.
Yeah,
Very much.
wonderful. Now, Bonnie, if people would like to connect with you, we come to the end of the podcast. Thank you very much for coming. If you would like to, if people would like to connect with you and ask more about the RV life or ask about your business, how can they connect with you?
Very simply, the website, healthywealthycamper.com.
Sure.
Healthywealthycamper.com. And we would love to answer any questions.
Mhm.
And we totally appreciate this conversation today. It's been so much fun. You're a hoot. And I look forward to having you on our Healthy Wealthy, we call it the Story Van TV interview. So look forward, everyone, because Ingrid's a coming to our show as well.
I can't wait. And also, people, if you would like to ask anything about relaxation and relationship, most welcome to go to my website, www.kahyangan.com.au. In fact, well, you can see the spelling there, because I know the spelling can be challenging for some people. And request a half an hour free chat with me. And let's see if we are good to work together, as a coach and a client. If we're not a good match, and that's okay too. Plenty of resources on my Facebook page about relationship. So thank you so much again, Bonnie. I hope you have a lovely day, lovely week, lovely year, traveling along, and enjoy your life.
Thank you, Ingrid.